Welcome everybody. You are at the Silver Queen and Bel Air Coins in Largo, Florida at our actual brick and mortar store. I'm Chris Arbutine, one of the owners in a family business. We've been doing business since 1972, pretty much in the same location. You'll hear noises, phones, but that's because something's really happening here because we are a real business with real people. Today we're going to talk about frequently asked questions, and I'm going to try to do my best to answer them as well as possible. Of course, we can't fit everything in, but we'll get more to that, and let's get started. So, what are the values of colored diamonds? Well, I can tell you this, the more white the diamond, the more valuable it traditionally is. So basically what that means is, obviously diamonds come in different shades. So the lighter the diamond, the more valuable, the darker, the less valuable. And there's different colors of darkness and lightness. There's yellow, there's brown, there's gray. Basically, typically those last three, yellow, brown, and gray, those are modifiers, that's what they call modifiers to the color, that are not pleasing, they're not good. People don't typically like a brown diamond, they don't like a yellow diamond, they don't like a gray diamond. However, recently, the reason I'm doing this video is you see a lot with chocolate diamonds or cognac diamonds or champagne diamonds. And what these are clever promoters who have decided, hey, I've got all these diamonds that aren't worth that much. What do I do with them? So you basically rename them. Instead of calling them brown diamonds, you call them chocolate diamonds. And instead of calling them yellow, you call them champagne or cognac. And what that does is it allows the retailers to sell these diamonds and kind of promote them as more valuable stones. And people just, and let me tell you, there's some nice looking jewelry that's made like that. We have quite a bit of it out there. But the diamonds themselves, if you took them out of the jewelry, brown diamonds typically and yellow diamonds, especially in the smaller sizes, just aren't worth that much. So let's talk about yellow diamonds that might be worth something. A canary yellow diamond is the meaning a natural diamond that is actually very yellow, the color of a yellow canary. And what that means is those diamonds are bigger, larger, and they are very fancy in color. So they go from being a dull yellow to like a very fancy, brilliant yellow. And they're very sought after, which kind of segues into other colored diamonds. You know, pink diamonds, purple diamonds, red diamonds, green diamonds, blue diamonds. Any of those natural diamonds are extremely valuable. I mean, let's put it this way. A yellow diamond that's 1 carat, that's the best yellow diamond, 1 carat, might be worth $20,000. If you had a 1 carat blue diamond, you could almost name your price. It'd probably be $500,000 to $1 million. I mean, they're extremely rare. And they're very, very hard to find. And all of those diamonds have to be graded by GIA, which is the Gemological Institute of America, because there's a lot of irradiated diamonds, and which would bring us to how are these colored diamonds formed? Well, basically, your diamonds grow in the earth while they're being formed, and sometimes they're exposed to radioactive isotopes. And whatever, depending on what these isotopes are, affects the color. Certain isotopes make a yellow diamond, certain make a brown diamond, certain isotopes make a green diamond, a blue diamond, the rare pink diamond. So depending on what isotope might be near your diamond as it's forming in the earth millions of years ago would have determined what color it's going to be. Of course, the rarer diamonds are the most harder to find. So if radioactive isotopes formed these colored diamonds, well, you know what? Scientists eventually in the 50s picked up on this and said, well, if I bombard certain diamonds with these irradiated signals that come from certain isotopes, I can change the color of these diamonds. So what's happened since the 1950s is some of these scientists have actually used isotopes to irradiate diamonds, meaning create a yellow diamond, a canary yellow, create a green diamond, create a blue diamond, create a pink diamond. These diamonds that are man-changed or color enhanced through irradiated isotopes are basically not worth anywhere near what the colored diamonds that come out of nature are. And they're basically pretty hard to determine. That's why I say you can't look at these diamonds as a person and say, well, this is obviously created in nature and this is obviously created in science. So you need to send it to GIA, especially if you're buying, because when I mean difference, a blue diamond, you can buy a blue diamond, 1 carat that's been irradiated for $2,000 or $3,000. And again, we go back to the natural one was what? $500,000 to $1 million. So you definitely have to get these things graded. And if you are thinking about buying a colored diamond, you probably are going to have to go with an irradiated one. But keep in mind, they're not anywhere near the prices. So again, I always tell people, it's all in the eye of the beholder. People say, well, why would I want a colored diamond? Why don't I buy a sapphire? Why don't I buy a ruby? You have to take a look at it. You come to a jewelry store. Again, we have a huge jewelry department out there. Customers can walk in, they can see what they look like. They can compare an irradiated blue diamond to a sapphire. There's a difference, it really is. And it just depends, do you want that diamond or do you want that sapphire? So people often question, you know, what's the difference? Well, again, back to it's all in the eye of the beholder. And of course, again, unless we're a superstar that can spend $8 million on a pink diamond, we're probably going to have to buy the irradiated one for $8,000. So again, when it comes to buying and selling, that's pretty much the story on colored diamonds. Thanks for tuning in. It's been a lot of information I gave you. Let's try to make this more active in the future. I'd really like to hear some of your questions, emails, concerns. Send me anything, because you never know. One of those might end up being another YouTube video for us. Again, of course, I always tell people, yes, we want to buy your items. That's what we're here for. But we will provide information and try to get to a price free of charge. If you are going to try to find out what something's worth, please feel free to email, text, or call me directly. But please remember, anything that you can include and everything you can include will help me quickly determine what you have. So everything that you can do is best: measurements, maker's marks, condition of the item, any damage that might be on it, history of it, any kind of appraisal or information you may have that you think could be useful. Please send that, because that will help me. And again, our information is always free. We are looking forward to buying, but remember, it's always great to have you, and thanks for tuning in.